OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls. Bet I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be absolutely amazing, guys. This being my personal second bull run, I am very experienced in seeing 3 up weeks in a row and then a red week. So to me, this is nothing but the normal. This is absolutely amazing because I understand that the next leg up, after a nice quiet breathing period, which Bitcoin is on right now, is going to blow right through 100K. I think we're going to go right into the like 100,000, 113,000, 114,000. I think we're just going to explode upwards, but we need something to come right now. We need something this week to kind of push us through. Michael Saylor's coming out and buying Bitcoin, but we all know that's normal. That's normal for him to buy $5.4 billion in Bitcoin in one day. That's nothing. But if someone else comes out unexpected and they buy Bitcoin, that could be the light for the gas to explode, right? So very, very happy to be here right now. And guys, we're not having Merlin Monday today. Jeff is under the weather, so we're actually going to move that to Wednesday. So if you're here for Merlin Monday, appreciate you, but tune back in Wednesday, and then that should be a good one as well. We have some amazing topics, a lot of ordinal stuff today, a lot of mints happening, some really cool stuff. So let's get this show started. Without further ado, let me bring in my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What is up? What is up?
What's up, bro? How you feel about this this dip we're having right now?
It's nothing. It is nothing. But I mean, I think maybe, just maybe, we might get a little bit of an alt market push here, because Ethereum is definitely on a gasser right now. It's running as Bitcoin's kind of just chilling out, right? So that dominance definitely needs to come down further for confirmation on that. But look, I mean, Bitcoin's at 96,300. Like, I'm not going to complain. I didn't expect it to. I expected us to be at this point mid-December, maybe around there. So we're ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I expected this. I think we're lower than my expectations. I would have said we're at like 120, 130 from right here. But we did have a glorious moment. Bitcoin had its highest weekly close in history, 98K. We're gonna get a lot of those in the upcoming weeks and months. But this is a big one right here, because we see these 3 green candles. Are we gonna see a red candle going into this week. I mean, it is Thanksgiving week. It is the last week of November. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I'm not so sure, right? So like, if alt season does kind of kick off a little bit, or it doesn't even have to be a full blown alt season, just something to get the main alts going. There's a couple of them that have really seen some life, right? You see Solana, you've seen Cardano kind of come out of nowhere. Ethereum's the one that everybody's waiting on, right? And it seems like definitely the past day or so, it's not taking as much of a hit whenever Bitcoin pulls back. And this morning, it looks like it wants to run. So, I think even if the alt markets do get a little, frisky here in the next, like, let's say a couple days, I don't think it's going to be the actual alt season. I think that is going to come later, maybe even in the spring. But, getting to it, they have to level. This happens in levels, right? So Ethereum needs to be knocking on its old all-time high and stuff like that.
So, I mean, you mentioned it a few times already, but like, are we experiencing a dip, or is this the case of alt season money flowing from Bitcoin into alts? Is this money leaving Bitcoin and going into alts?
I mean, it's really hard to tell right now. If I look at the Bitcoin dominance chart here, let me see if I can share this real quick. But it's heading in the right direction for that. It just hasn't. I haven't gotten to a percentage yet that I'm comfortable saying I have confirmation that it's there. So we're at 58.52. Been downtrending, which is saying that, hey, we are heading towards possibly an mini alt season, or whatever you want to call it. But this number needs to, at least in my opinion, get to the low 50s. Really kind of, you want it to be in the high 40s on what it is typically whenever alt season starts. But like I said, this could just be a little preview flash of alts, mini alt season, and that means that Bitcoin could be at like low 50s or high 40s for that to happen. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it would be nice though if we did see an ETH pump here. ETH going up, and what does that do for the ordinal ecosystem? That just shows that we're kind of going into the next leg. So to me, what's going to happen is in previous cycles we went Bitcoin, Ethereum, large cap alts, and then small cap alts, and then ridiculousness, right? And to me, I would love to see an Ethereum run, which would definitely showcase that, the next would be Polkadot, Cardano, and stuff like that. And then after that would be, Insanity. But with this new cycle of us having layer one assets, we could see Runes pump as Ethereum's pumping.
Yeah.
Runes seem to be the second leg under Bitcoin.
Yeah, and that's something that's yet to be seen, because this is our first cycle with Bitcoin layer one assets that have this type of attention, right? Like I mentioned before, you had Counterparty, you had color coins, but those didn't really, they were before their time, and this is the real like on-chain economy for Bitcoin. This is the first dance, in my opinion, for that. So for us, it's kind of like we have to make an educated guess, because the rest of alts will fly when Ethereum flies. Will the Bitcoin ecosystem assets fly as well? And I imagine they will, but it's gonna be interesting. That's something I'm paying close attention to kind of see what the characteristics will be, or for the next cycle as well.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely do think it's risk on. Even if Bitcoin does dip here, I definitely see the runes kind of holding strong. I feel like people have their bag set. They're not going to sell here. It'd be stupid to sell here. And I think the buying pressure would just exceed the selling pressure. And I mean, talking runes, ordinals are tough though, because ordinals are, they're in Bitcoin. So if you're counting them against the dollar, I think it's different, but no one does that here. Everyone puts your ordinals against Bitcoin. So like the node monkeys right now, right? They're sitting at 0.1, but they're also at like, what is it? $10,000, right? Like 0.11 and stuff like that. So it's not like how when it was like, 0.16. That was, like $10,000, right? So I think people are expecting these ordinals to kind of run against Bitcoin, when I think maybe it's time to switch them to cash, like on Magic Eden, kind of switch them to looking at them in cash.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think right now, yes, because the whole globe in the mainstream is like, I want Bitcoin right now, right? So but if you think about it, node monks got to 0.85 when Bitcoin was what, like a 55, 60,000. So that node monk at 0.85 was still worth like 35, 40,000, and so at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. Like, the value of that node back then was a higher Bitcoin price now. Still,
Yeah.
you know, not from back then, but from where we're looking at now,
Yeah.
like probably like 4 times, right? So instead of 0.1, like if we were to relatively compare it to that time period, we're looking at a 0.4 node monk right now. So I do think that comes back. I just think that we're in the part of the market to where mainstream's like wants Bitcoin, and that makes people even in our ecosystem want Bitcoin too, because right now we don't know when Bitcoin's going to calm down and really chill out and let the rest of the space have their, you know, their goodies.
I agree. MicroStrategy just bought another 55,000 Bitcoin for $5.4 billion. So Bernstein expects MicroStrategy Bitcoin holdings to grow from 1.7%, where they're at today, to 4% of the entire Bitcoin circulating supply by 2033, with a price target of $600 from MSTR by 2025. So this is a big deal because I'm starting to think that a lot of people who are saying that MicroStrategy could be this cycle's FTX might be right. It's something happened. If they get to like 4% of the entire circulating supply of Bitcoin, what happens when MicroStrategy is forced to sell? That could be really bad for the ecosystem. I know Mike Saylor has said, you know, we're never selling the Bitcoin, stuff like that. But when you're pushed up against it and you're about to hit areas where you're gonna have to, you know, they're gonna take some of your Bitcoin if you don't sell it anyway, that could be pretty bad.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a you know, transformational shift with the way that Bitcoin is perceived by traditional. It's already happening,
Yeah.
but you know, with regulations coming in this next year, we're probably going to see all types of financial products by the banking industry with collateralized Bitcoin, right? So, in a sense, he doesn't necessarily have to sell it. He could technically, you know, collateralize it for a loan or something like that and try to get out of the situation that he's in for, you know, a period of time. I'm sure that they're already strategizing what's going to happen whenever that happens, right? So let's say that it does come down to a point to where like he has to sell his Bitcoin. Then I think the mission of it failed, because like Bitcoin is backing everything that he's doing right now, right? The problem is that people were saying is like he's backing Bitcoin with his company's bonds and all those, the back and forth, kind of like this house of cards, which I get that, but it depends on how strong Bitcoin gets and stays, because it's not like Luna. It's not like Terra Luna to where like someone can go in and say, you know, we're going to mess this up because there's a flaw in the system. Now, the only problem would be is if fiat remains that the strongest thing here, right? And then, you know, he has to pay that back and stuff like that. So obviously that's where the problem could be, is if like too much of, you know, fiat exposure or you know, risk is there for him. That's where it might, but like Bitcoin could just be looked at as the ultimate asset, and I think that he'd be able to just sell off little bits of it to be able to pay down his loans and stuff. We'll see though.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on this because I think we're 2 years away from anything like that even happening. But like, who knows what these conglomerates can do? They short MicroStrategy and then destroy the price of Bitcoin, right? Because it's so liquid. They can borrow a crap ton of it and then dump it on the market, shorting it. In other words, so and they could do that to potentially destroy MicroStrategy. I don't know, but these guys are evil. These big. So we're in a different world now. We're in the world of these bankers and these really billionaires, and you know, probably some trillionaires, honestly, that are hiding their wealth in assets that we don't know about. They could come in and try to make a crap ton of money shorting MicroStrategy.
Yep. I'm sure that they're already trying to figure out how to do that. You know, that's how they made a lot of money, was at the demise of businesses that looked like they had weak points, right? Holes and stuff like that.
George Soros shorted the UK dollar, all right, or the
pound.
the pound, right? He
Not
destroyed
just the UK, the Malaysian.
But I'm just
like he's done a lot.
But I'm
That's
just
a
saying,
whole
someone
nother
like
rabbit
him.
hole.
Well, I'm just saying, someone like him could come in and do the same here, and that's what's scary. I just hope Michael Saylor kind of, maybe it's time to calm down a little bit. Like, I don't know. I want him to keep buying, but like, you know, 4% of the Bitcoin supply, I don't want one company to hold that anyway. You know, that's too much.
That is
But
scary.
All right, jump to the next thing here. UK to embrace crypto, integrating traditional finance and digital assets, says Economic Secretary to the Treasury. UK government plans to draft the regulatory framework for crypto and stablecoin providers. Oops, sorry.
Oh, you got that
Oh, we just
sports
started
radio in the
playing our show.
background.
No, that was our show. But the UK government plans to draft the regulatory framework for crypto and stablecoin providers by early next year. So it's just funny that UK and these other countries didn't even want to touch crypto while the US was like negative upon it with Gary Gensler and Warren. But now they're seeing the door open and they're trying to front run the US and getting these regulatory frameworks done before the US can. Because we still got Joe Biden as the president. So and Joe Biden doesn't like he won't do anything right now to
What's
even
Joe
start
Biden? Is
crypto
that like a
frameworks.
mix of Jill and Joe?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, gotcha. Trying to figure out what you were going with that.
Well, that's what Kamala calls him, Joe Biden.
Oh wow!
So
Wow,
yeah,
I didn't know that. I did not
yeah,
know
because
that.
when she puts her accent on, when she says things like you better thank a union member for your 5-day work week and shit like that. So, but anyway, I'm glad we don't have to hear about her anymore. But the UK government, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, this is just one of many things that these world governments have been pivoting on since that election's
Yeah.
over, right? And I think there's an arms race now for the crypto kind of Western countries that are going to get ahead and try to front run the United States, right?
Yeah.
You got people like David Bailey, the founder, well, the owner, I should say, of Bitcoin Magazine, that's a little bit worried about this, right? Because he wants to make sure that the United States has a strong strategic reserve, if that's the plan we're going with. But at the end of the day, like it's like as soon as you can, just start to build it up, right?
Yeah.
But of course, there's going to be countries that front run the United States. They know that the United States has the strongest financial markets, the strongest consumer market. There's not really any competition in terms of like consumer or financial markets as of yet. And them getting into crypto is going to be a huge, boost up for these crypto companies. And so I think people are just excited now. They can actually do what they were sitting on the fence on thinking about doing.
Yeah, I agree. But I just think that with the UK, I think they're trying to front run us. I do. I think they're trying to get everything in order beforehand. So
100%.
all right.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem, in our opinion. We think that it's going to be awesome for many reasons, but the main reason is you're going to be able to take leverage upon runes. You're going to take leverage behind, on BRC20s and pretty much anything in this ecosystem, including layer 2 assets like Merlin and Stacks, and all done in a decentralized way. And I think that's really important. There's no gatekeepers, no one telling you to use, you can't do it or whatever. So that's why I think BitPerp is going to be special, and I think you guys can take advantage of that with their paper trading contest competition that's coming again in a few weeks, and the launch is early next year. So, but participating in the paper trading competition earns you BTP, gets you put in the raffle potentially for other things as well. So definitely check out bitperp.io. It is down right now, but it'll be bouncing back very soon, and I'm really excited for that.
Yep. And before we get into the Bitcoin price action, if you guys are on the YouTube side, please smash that like for us and subscribe to the channel so when we go live. You make sure you turn your notifications on as well. And then on the X side, hit that like and share this space if you wouldn't mind. And before I get into the Bitcoin price action, I want to share something here. See if I can share my screen. BitPerp is offering ambassador roles. So you're able to actually earn VIP trading perks, BTP token rewards. So that's before the TGE. This is their token, BTP. So if you are interested in becoming an ambassador, I would go to @BitPerp, BITPERP on X and fill out the application. But that is the latest update from them. Let's get into the Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp. We'll start here with the hour chart. And as you can see here, Bitcoin's kind of, chopping back and forth here, right? So looked like we were going to get a little bit hyper aggressive. We got back to 98,000, almost 99, really. Like, oh man, when was this? This was a while ago. So this morning was this almost 99. So 98,776 is where we kind of topped out for today, and then we saw this huge sell waterfall, right? So expected, to have a little bit of a pullback, nothing too much to worry about. Like I said, I didn't expect us to be at 96,000 on November 25th. I probably would have been happy with 85, honestly. But it kind of made me change my targets for before the end of the year. But let's talk about today. So we did just reach into oversold territory on the stochastic RSI for the hour chart, and then the MACD just starting to kind of form some sell pressure momentum, really, right? So the second half of today, probably chopping back and forth, 95.5 to 96.5. Maybe we get the thing about Bitcoin lately is once there is some sell pressure, it doesn't last too long, right? Even if like the indicators are showing us that we should be in sell pressure for a while. So, I think that's still the nation state FOMO, the entity FOMO. So 95.5, I think, is a good expectation. Obviously, this is just complete speculation, but using my indicators here and kind of what the energy has been with Bitcoin. But, wouldn't be surprised if we went further down 95.5, maybe 95,000, but I don't think it's going to last too long just because of how the energy's been, right? So one thing I will say, though, is if you notice the next couple of days that we're just ranging and we're kind of in this consolidation, and then you notice that the like Ethereum starts to push up aggressively, that's another indicator, that we might have a little bit of an altcoin type of buzz or energy kind of injected to get those prices going as well. So anyhow, that's what I'm seeing for the hour chart. Second half of today, like I said, range 95.5, maybe 95,000, but kind of ranging to 96.5. Of course, Bitcoin can do anything. It can go back to 98,000, 99,000 really, really quickly. We've seen that the last couple of weeks as well. In terms of the 8-hour chart, so this is more of a weekly forecast. You can see here that the momentum of sell pressure is being consistent here. So I would say probably stay on course for this. Maybe by the end of the week, maybe, who knows, maybe we do go a little bit further down, maybe 94,000. But like I said, I don't think that we stay down for too long. There's just too much FOMO by large accounts, that are buying up a lot. We did just reach into oversold too. So this kind of lets me think that, hey, look, we might be here for a bit. But again, the aggressive sell downs, I feel like those are gone from like August and September, to where you're seeing like $8,000 over a day and a half or something like that, right? So typically what we've been seeing is 2,000 to 4,000 with pretty quick jump back. So that is what I'm seeing for the Bitcoin price action, guys. Hopefully that helps. But like I said, never financial advice, and make your own grown decisions as adults.
Yeah, man. Couldn't say it better myself. Let's jump into the roll call here. It's first on the show, and today it's Tim Baker, AODR. I feel like let's just say there's 30 days in a month. Tim is number one, like 12 of those days. But shout out to Tim, one of our mods. We appreciate you, my friend. He said graveyard, but no, he actually made it in the number one spot. That's the risk you're taking when you do go in that early. So shout out to Tim, but he made it. You win today, my friend. Matt's is in that second spot. GM guys by the dip. Chief Axel's here. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. He loves me and I love you with his Billy Cat. Shout out to Mr. Hanky. PJNZ is in the building. Yasher is here. Mempool Punk. Yasher is one of our mods. We appreciate you so much, my friend. He said rising from the graveyard. Shout out to you, my friend. And then Mempool Punk, of course. Ordinal Chips and Ordinals tweets. The Brothers of Destruction. Shout out to you guys. And we got Nighthawk UXL is here, and Nagi is here. Choda is in the building. Batusei, or I want to say
Batusai,
Batusai is here. So GM, let's go. Steamy J is in the building. Chain Watchers. He said Jim Monday. Jim Monday to you. Google Me B says, why are you and Francis beefing? Me and Francis aren't beefing. We just like to throw shade at each other. It's just fun. It's engaging. And you guys are falling for it, which is the best part. I Walk Alone is here. Cal L Starman is here. Danny D Blocks, my guy, one of our mods. We appreciate you, my friend. Then we got Rod, big Rod's in the building. He said, government's in crypto, not stupid, just a little slow. Takes them time to catch up with us. I agree. This is the first time in history people like us, who aren't like, corrupted and stuff like that. We have the first. We're able to front run.
We're front running them
a lot, yeah, for the first time ever, which is amazing. I Walk Alone says governments don't want anything to do with crypto because they can't control it. Now they're on board, so that tells me they have figured out a way to manipulate or control it, likely through legislation. And then Albert says runes pumping on the 10th with ME airdrop. Definitely a good question. Real quick, I just want to comment on this. I Walk Alone. So they're able to manipulate it. I just think they're afraid to not have it, to not have regulation, to not be a part of it because other governments are adopting it. And I think the fear of missing out is way worse when you're a country and you're losing and to the other countries.
Yeah, 100%, man. It feels good though. Like the people are winning. That's how it should be.
100%. And then Albert's question, I'm gonna ask you: do runes have a huge pump the 10th with the ME airdrop?
So I do think that the ME airdrop does cause a big runes and ordinals pump. I'm not sure if it happens that day. Probably, I imagine there's probably gonna be a lot of people selling into the Bitcoin ecosystem. Remember, guys, that Bitcoin is getting the largest allocation. So be proud of that. Like, Magic Eden started on Solana, but Bitcoin's ecosystem is getting 40% of the claimable ME that's going to the community, right? So I do think that there's going to be a pump because of the ME airdrop. And listen, Coinbase has a pre-market for it. Binance, every huge like market has a pre-market for this. So typically Coinbase and stuff like that, they don't get in the pre-market whale stuff, but this is happening. So I do expect it to flow in. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, it's not about where you start, right? It's about where you finish, and they're definitely finishing in Bitcoin. That's just kind of they saw an opportunity. OpenSea, Blur, and all these other ones, they didn't take that opportunity and they missed out on it. They're gonna end up being really, really shitty to their investors because of missing out on Bitcoin. So shout out to Magic Eden. They took the risk. But with risk comes reward, and they're going to be reaping it, especially right now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like if you look back at it, let's think about last cycle, right? Let's say the year after the bull run year, which was 2021, and then the year after 2022. If you asked anybody that was involved, if I were to ask you, what is the largest NFT platform, you would have easily said what? OpenSea, probably.
Last year, yeah, OpenSea, 100%.
No,
OpenSea,
last bull run.
yeah, OpenSea was the only one, really, the only one I used.
Yeah, Blur came in late. I never used it, and Blur had more of a strategy of farming points, right? But it still took over good volume. Magic Eden, like Ordinals comes out, and kind of like us, like we were paying attention, and some other people that were so into Ethereum or Solana, other ecosystems weren't paying attention, or they just kind of dismissed it. We dismissed it first, and then like 2 days later, we're like, okay, this is something. Magic Eden, from the like a platform perspective, was like that. They were like, this is something. I don't know. I'm gonna roll my dice because if it's big, it could be huge. And they won the entire platform race because of that bet that they took on the mother chain, right? Why wouldn't you take that bet? I don't know. We're gonna have to ask OpenSea one day.
Yeah, and they got into fungibles, right? Like that's something that's insane because this is probably wasn't on their roadmap to do anything fungible, because why would you want to be in competition with Uniswap? Why would you be want in competition with Coinbase? Because being the way they are, they can compete with decentralized applications, and centralized entities, right? So there's no reason to compete there, but a new asset class came and you're right in the middle of it and you adopted it first. Like you not only adopted it, but you built on top of it with the swap and everything else. So I'm curious to see how much they benefit. And I think that they can become, maybe a top 10 coin, maybe possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why not? Right. And they not only took the risk, they invested a lot of their money. I mean, remember you and I were supposed to go to Hong Kong for Bitcoin Asia. We weren't able to make it, but we saw pictures and they had that huge yacht where there was like 4 levels and everybody was getting wasted and sending pictures and all those things. Right. So they definitely not only took the risk of taking on Bitcoin layer 1 assets that were now had this on-chain economy, but they also took the risk of investing into the community side. And that's why I think the Bitcoin community is getting the 40%, the largest allocation.
It's only, I mean, yeah, you're seeing what ETH and Matic get 10%, right? Together.
Small,
I think it's 5 and 5.
yeah.
Yeah, tiny. So huge. And then, well, to answer Albert's question real quick too, I think that dog sees $1 billion during this week. The 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. I think a lot of this money gets, I think the Magic Eden token gets dumped hard, which is very normal for an airdrop. And, you know, people take their thousands of dollars and they move it into assets that they think in 10, 20x. And to me, that's dog. That's $1 billion cat. That's pups. That's these rune assets for sure. And then I also see a pump by some of these ordinal collections, not just runes. I think, you know, something like some small, like something down the line, maybe like Billy Cats or Alu or, you know, projects that we're not expecting to really pump. You could see people trying to get into them because the larger ordinal projects, they're kind of like priced in already. But some of the other ones are not priced in. And I still think everything's going to pump in ordinals, but I think some of them got to catch up. Bitmaps, you know, and a bunch of other ones as well.
Yeah, but do you see them pumping at the same time, right? Because like typically that doesn't happen, right? Like if you remember when BRC20s went on a strong run, they would take the focus and then they would cool off a bit, and then all of a sudden, bam! Next thing you know, like frogs are to 0.5, right? Like, and then next thing you know, puppets start moving, and further down the line, right? Like all these other ones, and it seems like the focus of the Bitcoin ecosystem typically does, like, you know, I won't say stagger, but like, you know, it takes their turns, right? Like there's definitely different groups, but a lot that do cross over, but it's focused on tokens pumping and then focused on ordinal collections pumping. But maybe in a bull run, they both pump at the same time. We don't know.
Well, this is different because of stimulus. It's money pumped into the system all at once, right? And I think it's going to be a race. It's going to be like, oh, wow, dog's up 10% today. I don't want to get in that. Where can I put this that hasn't gone up yet? And I think you're going to see a lot of that, right? You're going to see, okay, this pump, this collection pump, this one hasn't pumped yet. Let me get in this one. And I think it's going to be a race to do that. I think it's going to be a race to see what's up the most. And I think a lot of people do that. I don't think a lot of people get into, you know, let's just say Billy pumps, and then you get into something like Basin and a Panda, or let's just say, you know, but I do like when the U.S. pumped the stimulus into the economy, everything pumped, right? You've seen crypto pump, you've seen stocks pump, you've seen everything at once, just kind of like poof, like out of nowhere, things are up 30% in 1 month. And we're talking like huge amounts of money going into these assets. So I think we see something similar to that.
Yeah, obviously the United States stimulus was a lot more than what we're gonna see, but hey, this is also more you know, focused, right? It's more you know, focused on just it's Bitcoin and Magic Eden. So I don't know, we might see something amazing happen here. You know what I mean? You're right. Now that I think about it, because like the stimulus was huge. A lot bigger than what Magic Eden's doing, obviously, but it's also spread out everywhere. Groceries, maybe, you know, collectibles if people wanted it, and crypto and stuff like that. So this is going to be so focused on only our ecosystem. So yeah, we could probably see something crazy. I'm getting more excited now that we're talking about it.
Me too. And think about it. All right, so yeah, Thanksgiving this week, Black Friday, right? So I feel like this week is going to fly by. Next week is going to be December, and we're 10 days away. So what normally happens is you're going to see people front running this. Right, they're going to be dumping money into this so they can get the benefits. If they put in a week before the stimulus, you know, afterwards they can sell and probably make 30-40% on their money very quickly. So traders right now are going to be trying to front run the Magic Eden pump, and you could see a huge start to next week.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yep. All right. That wasn't even one of our topics, but thank you, Albert, man. You came in clutch for us. And then I finished the roll call. We got Matt's coming in. He said, who's minting Airheads? Yes, we're going to get into that in a second. And then no, my guy. No, what is Nuki? Shout out to you, my friend. And that is your roll call for today. Appreciate you guys. But let's kind of get into Bitcoin Layer 1 Assets Unleashed, the full rundown on runes and more. So we're expecting a huge Q4, Q1 with Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. And runes are probably going to lead the charge. So let's take a look at some of the assets that could really run, especially after the Magic Eden airdrop here and everything else. So, you You know, I like to jump with the 7-day with the volume. So you're seeing a lot of red. So this is really, really good because in my mind, when you see pups down 41% on the week, this is an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity. So I'm actually loving a lot of this red right now. How do you feel about runes right now, even with this red week that we're kind of sitting in?
This is, I think, a just regular pullback that, Dog got to almost $900 million. So
Yeah.
this is a normal pullback. Look, no one needs to get it twisted. The focus is Bitcoin right now. Like that's until dominance goes down. But Runes has gotten some attention, right?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Depending on like the rune, right? You kind of have like a pick of the litter here to see which one has the best opportunity in terms of the pullback, right? But yeah, so there's multiple here. And it also depends on what your I guess bankroll looks like too, right? So if you're a bigger whale, you might take a chance on getting into Dog Go to the Moon, right? Because then you can put 50K into it, maybe 100K into it, and we know that it's going to pass $1 billion market cap. Or you can look at something like $1 billion cat that is trying to get to $1 billion. That would be close to a 10x from here. Or something even smaller like Gizmo. So there's a lot of options here. And I agree. Like when you see blood in a market that you have conviction in, it's time to go shopping, not financial advice.
If I gave you $10,000 right now and you had to buy runes with it, every single penny of it, where are you putting that 10K?
I mean, I have a heart for Billy, so like I'm just biased a little bit, but I do think that upside there is big, and the brandability is huge. Bongo posted a tweet about $1 billion cat has given the entire crypto space a masterclass on branding, and they truly have, with tangible goods, digital, content and stuff like that. And so I would probably put a good amount in Billy, $1 billion cat. I would also put maybe a sliver of it into Gizmo. Gizmo to me is a little bit, I'm a little bit weary of the people in Gizmo. So like, let's say, do I think he could get to 100 million? Yeah. If everything in Runes takes off next week, absolutely he can. Do I think he could get to 100 million if we have to wait till the spring of 2025 for this entire marketplace to go absolutely bonkers? No. I don't know. I'm more risk. It's a lot more risky for me than something like $1 billion cat that's more established, has been around for a long time, has a huge community. But I would probably try to look for something that has a lower market cap, that has that foundational characteristic that I'm looking for, right? So something like Cybergenesis is interesting to me, right? It's a $30 million market cap. It has Butoshi behind it. He has a lot of momentum with how he's utilizing the AI on X, communicating to people. So that could be a play. But I would actually put half of it in $1 billion cat and save half of it for Q1, because there's a ton of utility plays that are going to drop in Q1 for runes.
I got you. That makes complete sense. Let me ask you something about $1 billion cat. Being a digital marketer for over the last 10 years and stuff, is that why you're drawn to something like $1 billion cat? Is because the marketing is really, really done well?
I think so. Honestly, I think it's just my subconscious that was drawn to it early on. I noticed it, and I think when people get that epiphany of, hey, look, that's the Bitcoin logo, except for laying flat as the cat's face, like you did, you were kind of like, whoa, holy crap, like, and even when I show people that have
it's insane. Let me see if I can do this right. So that's the base.
You got
and then
other way, there you go.
So it's insane. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty crazy when you look at it like that, right? Like, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, exactly. And so I do think some people say, oh, they're overhyping that fact. And I'm like, no, it's actually a simple, thing that sometimes, the more simple something is from a marketing perspective that hits, it's just like, you don't have to do much more. And that's how I feel about $1 billion cat. But I also feel like they do more. You know what I mean? Like the community puts more into it for like shirts, like I said, digital content. You could go to their website and create your own, meme with their tools there. So that's why I like it a lot.
Yeah. You were considering Gizmo over pups. Why is that?
So pups to me has shown a lot of strength in the past, but there's something that's a little bit off on it recently. And obviously, I think people, including myself, probably over, look too much into the Binance thing to
Yeah.
where they got rejected, right? But I think since then it has pulled back and hasn't shown as much strength of going forward. Then I see like some people with puppet PFPs on my timeline saying that like pups isn't the same as it used to be with the community and
Yeah.
stuff. And so that's what makes me kind of pump the brakes. It's that $226 million market cap. So like you can't deny the market cap there. Can it continually push forward? Can it continually have that same energy? That's yet to be seen. I think you can't really take too much away from it yet. If we see another runes run and it stays stagnant or goes down a little bit, that's a bad sign.
I agree. And I'm definitely with you on the last thing you said when you said you would keep 5,000 for utility runes that are coming, and I truly believe that. I would maybe even throw that 5,000 in Liquidium until more utility runes come, so that way I don't miss out either. So I think Liquidium is the perfect buy, and I'm a little, I'm just tired of memes. I've never been a meme guy. I was the guy who, laughed at Doge and said it was a joke. People would tell me, "Hey, should I invest in Doge?" And I would go to Coinbase and screenshot, and they would say, this was made as a joke, and I was tell them it's made a joke. So it's like I've never really been a meme guy, and I always hated Doge for the fact that it outpaced the thing that I love, which was Bitcoin, and people were making more money than me. So, and I think that happens again with meme coins, and most of them are community coins. They're not meme coins. Like a lot of these aren't even funny. Like the Coda Fluffington, like there's nothing funny about that. Like, you know what I mean? But Liquidium, it's down 19% at $12 million market cap. To me, this is one of the few besides Fluid, of course, this is one of the few DeFi projects that are out there that are actually, to me, that are going to blow up. This is going to be a $200 million project, $300 million. This could even go to $1 billion in the next 4 to 8 years. So to me, I want to be in something like this because I do see benefits in holding utility tokens for the fact that there will be staking opportunities. Yeah, there's gonna be some projects out there who let you stake your runes, your meme coins, stuff like that, especially stuff on Fluid. But like potentially earning through something like Liquidium could be absolutely huge because it's their token, and they're gonna want to really push the benefits that they get onto their holders.
Yeah, the only thing that I kind of get a little bit concerned with Liquidium is, the investor part of it, right? But I mean, like a lot of projects that have strong backing early on, that's something that you just got to deal with. It's part of our industry. There were some VCs that what I was hearing was that they were a little bit frustrated. They couldn't get back their investment and then some, but it was like crazy. It was in the summer of like this year. And I was like, their perceptions was very skewed. And, but with that being said, the demand, in my opinion, will outpace that because then we're going to come to a point to where Liquidium's, really carrying so much momentum that it's stupid for them to sell at that price, right? So they'll probably be patient and wait till it goes up. Because I will say this, like Liquidium's price has been really choppy. It'll gain a little bit of momentum, then it'll pull back like a decent amount. Like right now it's at 12 cents. It's been as high as what, like not from launch because that's obviously
like 30 cents, 30, 40 cents was like the high.
Yeah, right. So I've seen it hang around like 17 to 21, 22, and then now we're at 12. That to me, that could be, but it also could be an early or like a good entry point, and then you just got to be patient with it. And once the utility part of the Bitcoin ecosystem really hits, that's whenever you're gonna reap your rewards. Are you willing to wait that long though?
Yeah, I agree. But like I just think the utility tokens when they come, it's going to be perfect timing because you're going to see Ordinal Hive. They're going to be a rune. You're going to see Fluid tokens. They have the FLDT token, which is killing it right now. It's up like 4 to 5x, but that'll also be a rune. You're going to see BetPTC also be a rune. So that's why we partner with a lot of these project guys because we do know that utility is going to be absolutely huge and it's going to benefit them. And Vault again, going to be another rune. Like half of our partners don't even have their runes out yet. And I just think people need to really paying attention to utility and something like Liquidium being 12 million. Liquidium is going to lead every single thing that I've just said. It's going to lead Vault. It's going to lead BetPTC. It's going to leave Ordinal Hive. Fluid tokens is different because Fluid is a Cardano token that is just ripping. I think it's like what, maybe 8-9 million right now. right?
Yeah, it's at 7.26,
7 million.
but
So yeah, so even it's even Liquidium's beating that right now. So, but I just truly believe that utility is going to be a factor over here, even though Casey doesn't like it, doesn't want utility tokens, and said they're all scams. But it says Casey, he's a maxi, he's a Bitcoiner maxi, so he's going to say that no matter what, he wants fun little shitcoin casino. But we're gonna force him to take on some of these utility tokens, guaranteed. So.
Yep. It's gonna be a fun time because
Yeah.
Casey might not like it, but it's permissionless, and so you're talking about networks like Arch Network that's going to support rune trading and swap environments,
Yes.
and Saturn's going to be live with their testnet tomorrow, and so in that type of environment, there's going to be tons of liquidity pools set up right on Arch Network for these utility tokens and the meme tokens, by the way. But we might have to wait till Q1, which is perfect for those utility projects though, because that's when most of them are going to drop their rune. So
if you guys haven't watched our video over the weekend with Bitcoin OS, or Boss, as our guy likes to say, it was absolutely amazing. Go check that out. But Bitcoin OS is another one
not
that's
the
definitely
Oshi
going to be.
boss. This is a much better boss.
That's what messed me up when he first said it the first time. I was like, oh, I hated it. Like, but then I started to think about it, and it was like, this is Boss, right? BOS. So. All right, next thing here, Robinhood to list Soul meme coin Whff. Does this open the door for dog and other runes?
You know what is crazy is that like I feel like Robinhood definitely like tries to find like that unique market opportunity, right? Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have pictured that like Dog Whiff would have been the first thing that they listed, but they were also the first large entity that listed Doge, right? Like and that really got it going, and so doesn't really shock me, but pretty awesome because I feel like that kind of starts like meme energy like going nuts whenever it's on Robinhood, because like that's the everyday person can use Robinhood, right? Like you don't have to explain you got to download a crypto wallet and all this stuff. You just buy it from Robinhood. And so does it leave the door open for Dog of the Moon and stuff like that? I don't think so with Robinhood necessarily, because I don't think they like do quick meme listings back to back. I think they'll look for something else that's like no one's really thinking about right now. But I do think Dog gets listed by centralized exchanges, not Robinhood though. But maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I hope I'm wrong.
So Whff was a very fairly placed token. I think for the longest time, I think 1-2% was the number one holder. It's probably different now. I'm pretty sure that people has bought into it pretty at large. But in the beginning, it was pretty circulating. It was a pump fund token. It was like Ansem was big in it and stuff like that. So I think that they definitely look at the fairness of the launch, and you can't beat a better or more fair than a lot of these rune projects, because they were minted. And when you understand that you're paying the miners to do this service for you, that there's no better way to get meme coin on a chain and then do it through the miners.
Yeah. That's why I'm excited for, something that's coming on Merlin Chain next week, the BTC.fun is that, a little preview here, guys, is that they're actually incorporating that free and fair mint on Merlin Chain. And then once it gets minted out, that's when you can degen trade. So that's the thing that, these fast-paced chain environments lack, is the minting process. Because whenever you mint something on Bitcoin that takes off, you feel good about it. You're like, I got in early, I minted that. Like you can't say that over on the other side. The only thing you can say is I bought in early over there. But like there's a difference between minting and buying, right? Because the market cap isn't set there. So it's going to be exciting, I think, next week once they launch their first token. And you guys will get more information on it Wednesday, because we're actually pushing Merlin Mondays to a special segment on Wednesday at the same time. And it's going to be focused on the BTC.fun launch, which will be next week. And we'll get into more details on that later, on our X account. So,
Yep. Okay, yes. OKX, we listed dog perpetual futures this week. What runes projects should you watch next? So this is from OKX. This is from their account. This is a tweet from the big account, right? This isn't no side account, the OX Wild, nothing. This is the main account that said, what runes projects should we watch next? Huge.
I responded to that. And
Did you?
can you guess what I said?
Oh, I bet you the marketing coin.
Yes. I actually put the song that was made, the $1 Billion Cat song that featured yours truly. I was
Oh
actually featured
yeah.
in that Bitcoin World Order shout out. They made a pretty cool hip hop song about $1 Billion Cat, and they put my crazy dumb videos in the background. And I posted that as a response. I was like, easy $1 Billion Cat. But yeah, I mean, it is weird that like all these like centralized exchanges are trying to list the runes on Perp's platform first. Like,
Yeah.
what's up with that? Like, why do you think they're doing that?
Well, we asked Jeff a while ago why Kraken listed Merle on Perps first, and he kind of gave us the response of saying that's how they exchange like Kraken doesn't take payment to list something, but they will put something on as Perp and try to make money using that coin to then buy that coin and list it. So there's no out of pocket expense for them. Do you think that's something similar to OKX is doing?
I mean, I guess, but it seems like it's a trend as of late. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to put two and two together to see like why are they taking this approach, right? So I think that could be part of it. But it's not just the runes tokens either. It's like as you saw, Binance has like this voting process, right? And it just seems like they're being more aggressive with the perps and leverage market. You know what I mean? So to me, the first thing that came up to my mind was easier or, I guess friendlier regulations coming. You know what I mean? So they're taking a little bit more risk, but in a responsible way by adding these tokens on perps exchanges first, and then because they feel like, okay, this is going to be allowed in this next year or so, how much longer afterwards, and that's why they're doing it, in my opinion. And maybe they're also trying to just separate their two businesses, spot and perps. Who knows?
Well, one thing about perps is let's just say somebody wants exposure to a certain ecosystem or something. You can buy it on 1 or 2x, 3x, and you can get that same exposure as you can buy it on spot. And some people would rather hold a leverage position. And you got to remember, the exchange gets what? They get daily fees, right? So when you buy on something on spot and you're trading it, in a spot trading way, they only make it on the trade. But in perps, they make the fee on the trade and the borrow, right? So they're kind of forcing you. If it's not available for you to buy it on spot, they're forcing you to do it on perps, and they're actually making money by lending you. Because you can't take a 1x perp, right? It's not possible. So you have to borrow to do that.
Yeah, I actually think you can take a 1x.
Can you take 1x?
I
Well,
think
you
so.
can't get liquidated. You couldn't get liquidated.
Yeah, you can. That's the thing. It'd just be stupid to
You can get
do it.
liquidated on 1x.
Yeah.
The token would have to drop like 90%.
Oh yeah. I mean, it would have to be. I think you can. By the way, I'm not sure. I haven't done it because it's stupid to do. But
all right, let's get the next thing here. Arthur Hayes says it's time to get fat as fuck, but he said get ready for the mint at Airhead, and then Airhead tweeted Airhead Mint is live. So I went and took a look at it, and it seems like their wallet sucks. It's definitely one of the worst wallets that I've ever used. But so it's not error fetching assets. Try again. So I don't know.
No.
Are you getting this?
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting this.
No, I'd be freaking out if that was happening to me.
They said Airhead Mint is in 1 hour only on OYL wallet. How do you say that?
Oil. Yeah.
Oil. Like, retweet, comment your oil taproot for a chance to get first come, first serve on Wednesday. So day one is lock in your spot, no rush. So when you go on there, you just got to lock in your spot. The top 7,500 can mint today to secure their earned tier. Prices range from 0.0029. Wow, dude. So we were both wrong on the price. Because they're going for between if you're was it XS, which is like the biggest tier, right? You're only paying 0.0029. And if you're the last tier, you're paying 0.0088. So I kind of like the way they did that. Depending on how much you actually allocated to that wallet was the amount you money you had to pay. So
how much
the more
was the
you
well
put
pass?
in there, 0.0669.
Ooh, so you paid a lot.
You paid a lot for it. But at the same time, you're guaranteed when these
Like,
other guys.
are you guaranteed the best one, or is it a random mint?
So it's a random mint.
Oh, I don't know, man.
So, but it kind of puts the floor there, right? So a lot of people are going to make a lot of money.
Not
But when you're paying
necessarily, bro.
yeah,
Is
you're
it,
right.
you know what I mean? And also, like, I think you and I went back and forth. We had some good banter about like what we thought the mint price was going to be, and I said I think it's going to be, a little bit, lower than what the whale price was. You said, that doesn't really make sense, and to me at the time, logically, it didn't, But now we see that it is less, by quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
0.06
we're
to what was
talking
it,
thousands of
0.00?
dollars.
Exactly, right? So, I mean, I don't know. The well pass, you don't have to rush and all that stuff. But the one thing I'll say about this mint is I saw one person FUD it. I mean, there's other people that probably FUDed it, but like one stuck out to me, and it was businessman ETH, and I think he FUDed Node Monks pretty bad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Are you saying
FUDed
this
Node
is
Monks.
the Node Monks? You think
I'm
this
not
is
saying that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like there's been
dude,
some
you just got
opposite
me
calls.
excited.
There's been some opposite. There's been some opposite calls that, like,
Yeah.
he's made. Look, I actually think he's pretty talented about like his, social media, the way he does Twitter and stuff. But like there has been some opposite calls that he's made that have hit, and so who knows? I mean, Arthur Hayes is behind it. They have a strategy. They know like what works. Let's not get it twisted. Let's be real. There's teams that do pick up the floor price because they don't want the floor price to look bad. So I'm sure that will happen. But is this something to get into? I'm not sure. There's the power, marketing power behind it. That's for sure. There's marketing power behind it. Will they pump it? I imagine they will.
Yeah. So the well pass is sitting at 0.687. So they're already starting to sell under price. So I mean, I think this drops today going into this because I don't think they knew about that.
Yep. Here's the thing. If this doesn't succeed and it goes crappy and it goes like really low, I don't think Arthur can launch anything else in the space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's an incentive for this project to do well, and it's his name.
And he has the influence to pump it, right? He has the influence to say, this is my
money.
Ordinal project. And he has connections. I mean, he's going on every podcast that I've ever listened to that has more than 100,000 subs, right? So it's like he's been on every single one of them. And I think all he has to do is reach out to those guys and say, hey, pump this. And these guys have influence. So you could potentially say, if you're gonna buy an Ordinal, buy an Airhead, and you're probably gonna see that a lot coming out. So I don't know. It's definitely gonna be fun to watch. I'm excited for it.
Yep.
All right, get the next thing here. Rune Mine.
Hey.
So they dropping their keys, Rune's keys, mint live on ME on BTC. Unlock your stake in the meme coin evolution, rewards, community, and the power of Bitcoin plus Solana await. The path is clear, and the first step is yours to take. So if you go over to Magic Eden, it's probably on the first page. Yep, right there. So you go to Launchpad. So right now, it's public already. Wow. So is it minted out? Okay, so there's about another 800 left. So if you guys are into this stuff, you might as well.
What is it at? 81% minted out?
Yeah, and you're sitting at 0.0018. So so it's 81%.
Gotcha. So 19% left for this. It's interesting. What do you get with this key? Do you know?
So it says Rune Mine by Mine Labs is a scalable next chapter of meme infrastructure on Solana and Bitcoin, supercharging seamless movement of assets in a powerful exchange of value and culture. Unlock rewards and VIP access to Rune Mine, the meme coin bridge fusing Bitcoin. So they're not really saying exactly. Unlock rewards and VIP access to Rune Mine. So I'm not 100% sure. Let's go back to their Twitter.
What does it say about it says the meme coin? Can you read that part again? It says access to Rune Mine, the meme coin bridge? Okay,
so it's unlock rewards and VIP access to Rune Mine, the meme coin bridge fusing Bitcoin, Solana, and beyond.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that would be really cool if they allowed you to like stake this on their bridge or something, be like a validator type of situation or something, right? But definitely would like to. So I actually got a link just now that breaks it down from
Someone
one of
sent us
their
a link.
from their team. Their team is
Nice.
like, okay, so it says here, let me actually share this so we can share it with the community here. Well, I'll just read it since you got that up. Okay, so it says Rune's key mint is nigh, plus we've got some exciting updates rolling out on the key's future function. And it says, why do you need to hold a Rune's key? And it says for the mine, MINE token airdrop plus IDO access plus holders vault. And then it says there's a new ranking system and new future governance. And they used my favorite type of marketing. And it says plus bracket redacted close bracket. So they are using this redacted approach, which obviously, you know, I love. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you guys a hard time. But I will say this. You know, this is pretty cool that you do get access to the mine token airdrop, right? So you do get, if you get one of these keys, you actually get that airdrop, sorry, I should say.
Yeah.
And then you get IDO access. So why is that important? I don't know if this is going to be a, you know, $100 million project. I don't know if this, I'm not talking about the keys. I'm talking about Rune Mine in general. But what I do know is that they're an infrastructure protocol project, right? So they are a bridge between Bitcoin and Solana, which Solana, you know, we have to be honest, it's been the hottest chain, I would say, for the past year, right? In terms of like crazy meme coin volume and stuff like that. So that's where I think the opportunity lies, is like they are this kind of infrastructure bridge between both. I know they've worked with bridging pups and BDCs. $1 billion cat also is something that they've been working with. So I don't know. How do you feel about something like this where you're getting a token airdrop and then IDO access? So to me, that's a little bit weird. Is the IDO for the mine token and you're just getting extra and then you have IDO access? I don't know.
I feel like we have a lot of questions about this. Yeah. So I mean, I think this is awesome. They dropped this and 81%, but so many more questions. So we're probably just not caught up. They probably gave a lot of answers and stuff like that. We're probably not not caught up.
Well, real quick. So they did confirm the keys will be critical to become a node operator in their infrastructure and earn a share of their revenue. So guys, this is literally coming to me from Telegram. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that they're not honest, but I'm just saying if that's true, that's huge, because you and I have had conversations with infrastructure and business platforms in the crypto space that want to do revenue share, and this would be one of the first in our space, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So.
You know what would be cool too is if you had like burn these keys. Let's just say you had a collection, Mr. Yen, for instance, and you wanted to bridge that Solana. They were like, you got to burn 100 keys to get this over to Solana or something like that. Like you could do any collection you wanted, but you had to burn a certain amount of keys or something. That'd be pretty.
That's
cool.
like that's like the fee.
Yeah, like 100 keys would be the fee, but you could do any collection you wanted or something. So I think that would be really cool. But yeah, that's definitely check this out if you guys are interested. I'm sure if you reach out to the team, you get more information and everything like that. So definitely check out the Rune keys, because Solana bridges are really important right now, because Solana's Phantom wallet is like #1 in the App Store, or like top 10 in the App Store. So it's pretty crazy in that aspect. So getting some of these runes over to Solana is a big deal, and these guys are doing it right now. I mean, right now you've seen what $1 billion cat is over there, BDC. You've seen what was the first one? Elsa's over there, right? That was like the first one.
Yeah, I think they did Elsa. You can check out their X, and it's at minelabs_. So MINELABS_, but that's their X account. But yeah, so Elsa was the first one. And this is an interesting comment, because Pelpa's our guy. He's been a member of ours for a long time, a member of ours for a long time. And he says, rev share, nah, I'm out. I'm curious as to why you would be just like out, like not even like consider a revenue share type model, Pelpa, because Uniswap, so Uniswap from Ethereum has been wanting to do this for a very long time, but they couldn't because of regulations in the US, right? And so now they're actually trying to ramp up and prepare for that. So like for me, if I was a Uniswap holder, I would be super excited if I'm going to get, especially if I was a whale, if I'm going to get a percentage of the revenue share, because they do millions and millions and millions of dollars a day in earned revenue, right?
Yeah, and think about it this way: if we get into this hyper bull run that we think we're in, and people want to go to Solana to trade and then come back, or even arbitrage, people want to arbitrage. They're going to be using this bridge a lot, just to kind of go back and forth and making sure they have the right assets on the right chain. So I don't know. I think it opens up a lot of arbitrage, which could open up a lot of bridge volume. And if rev share is the case, then let's just say they make I don't know, potentially $1 million a week in fees. I mean, you could make out like a bandit. I'm talking like June, July, when things are absolutely insane, like we both think they are in the summer. So I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like obviously everything in the space is a gamble, but this seems to be interesting.
Yeah, and he followed up with a great point here. He said, Bitcoin Miners Club minerals never seem to work out. So I agree that like the miner situation that they've been trying to do this from the beginning of DeFi, right? Like that's just never been like an amazing situation. But I feel like something like Uniswap, which is like obviously super successful and established, and also when regulations come, those type of revenue share models, they will have to be really tight. They have to tighten everything up, and because they're going to get complaints if they end up not doing what they say they're going to do. So and that's what he said. He followed up. He said, Pelpa says, on that scale, yes, but a new project, zero community ties and team docs. Not sure. Haven't looked into it. Honestly, revenue share has traumatized me. I get it, man. Like 100% get it. But I do think that's going to be a big part of the future of our space once regulation is here and protects you guys.
Once it's mints out, would love to have Rune Mine back on the show, kind of give us an idea of what's next for them. That'd be should be a good one.
Absolutely.
All right, let's dig into Saturn here. You mentioned it a little bit ago, and you sent me the link. Thank you for that. But let me show this right here. So Saturn, this is something we're both very bullish on. Their testnet link, their testnet's out tomorrow. So if you watched the show last Thursday, you heard the team from Arch, Matt, the head guy there, said, you will be not only earning points for Saturn, but you'll be double farming and earning points for Arch. So double farming. I like to single farm, but I am 100% open to double farming. So I will be downloading this tomorrow. I'm actually going to reach out to Saturn, get the details on how to do it, and maybe live on the show tomorrow. If we have time, maybe I can do a quick setup, show you guys how to set it up. Or if not, then we can just do a pre-record or something like that as well. So maybe actually it might be a great idea is to have the guy from Saturn walk me through it in a pre-record or something. So I don't know. We're gonna reach out to Saturn. We're gonna and see if I can get you guys. Guys, play with testnets. I know it can be boring and it's not fun because it doesn't give you that sense of push. That what is that called? That when you get all hype,
motivation.
That's not motivation, but it's like adrenaline, not adrenaline.
Dopamine hit.
Dopamine hit. Like testnets don't give you that dopamine hit, but when you get an airdrop, you eventually get it. So it's like a sense of earning it before you get it. But guys, I think it's gonna be worth it.
That's like a surprise dopamine hit, right? You're like, oh man, I forgot I did all this. But I agree.
I don't know if it's a surprise because let's just say like me and you, we've been playing on Surf, and when Surf does their airdrop, that's not gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be like, God damn it, when are you gonna give me my tokens? I've been using your damn platform for a while, and not just that, there's many other ones, right? So I don't know if it's a surprise, or if it's more of a kind of like, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Let me see how much I'm getting.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like for me, it's weird. Like I'm one of those people that can grind and work hard. Constantly. Like me and you, we just grind it out all the time. But if it's something that like that, I don't absolutely like need to do within like our scope, then like I can get lazy on it. So like I have like passion about other things, and you're one of your passions, dude, is definitely testing things out. So that I'm glad that you have that because it takes care of that part. But like I will play all day with like a platform, something I'm super interested in. But I agree, like just doing that work and doing it, even if you might not want to at the time, it will pay off. I mean, you look at the kid from Jupiter, he didn't want to do that every single day, but he made a trade, right? So
yeah. To Yagobi's point, there's a 17-year-old kid. Every day he went on, he made 3 trades on Jupiter. Every single day. He walked away with like, I think it was something crazy, like $23 million in tokens. He was one of the leading farmers over there. So it just shows you. And this kid was living with his parents, and now he has the world by the balls, right? So I think by playing with, but he was on mainnet. as well. So that was like so if you see something without a token, maybe something like Rune Mine, for instance, who knows, right? So, but if you see something without a token, it might be a good idea to kind of play with it. And if it's on testnet, it might be a good idea to play with it. But sometimes it's a complete waste of time. I played on testnets where I got absolutely nothing. All right. So, and I like, I'm still messing with OmniSat, and you know what I mean? Like when it's available.
I think they're building on Arch, I think.
Well, it's exactly to my point. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
one day down the line, that might be worth it. So,
Yep.
all right. So Babylon, they are launching their second or third. Let me see, phase one. All right. So December 10th, 2024, around 11 a.m. UTC, which is like I want to say like 7 a.m. Eastern. New limits dive in. Let me show my screen here. You guys can see what I'm talking about. So they're doing it again, bro. Remember last time the fees went insanely high? Because you're block locking your Bitcoin and you're going to be earning Babylon points. So they have something down here that says the first 300 Bitcoin blocks, 100,000 points per block. So they're trying to jack up this fee. They're trying to make it super high, and then the remaining 100 is 21,000. Look at the difference: 100,000, 21,000. Through the first 300 Bitcoin blocks are insane.
This is getting interesting because like that's obviously strategic the way that they're doing that, right? To really spike the mempool. And as we know, I can't remember the project's name that allows you to hedge or leverage basically the mempool. Alchemia.
Yeah.
Yep. So we actually had them on the show. There is a secondary market, guys, that is literally here. And it's continually forming to be able to leverage against or for the mempool. So Alchemia is definitely a place that you could do that. And it's mainly, when he explained it to us, it's really for people that are, needing to kind of hedge against like spending tons of fees by cleaning up their UTXOs like OKX or something like that, right? So large entities will use Alchemia and not necessarily so many retail users, but they might come out with a retail product that's focused on retail. But you can also do that on like BetPTC if there's a market. You know what I'm saying? So like someone can create a market, say, between this date and this date, will the mempool hit this many sats per VByte or will it be below? You know what I mean? And I think things are getting interesting because I think this is going to be like one of those things that in the future, there's going to be a lot of money that goes into this because it's a way to kind of gamble in a traditional like finance style, I guess.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And that's the thing is like, one thing about Alchemia, like it might not be them. Someone might copy their platform, but something like that is going to be in TradFi, CFi, right? In their version, they're going to take
for retail users. Yep.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna have people bet again, and someone could just buy Alchemia, right? Because they're already doing it. So you can potentially see JP Morgan buys Alchemia. You're gonna see things like that because it's so innovative and so different to be able to bet. I mean, take bets on the mempool of the biggest chain in the world, right? Which is Bitcoin. So
exactly. I mean, but like you're still gambling when you're taking an options call or a put, right?
Yeah,
you're gambling
100%.
that the price of that stock will be more than what it is now at this date. And so what makes it that much of a difference, right? Like in terms of like you're gambling each way. They just are able to put nice words in there to make it sound good. So
yeah, 100%. Yup. All right, but bullish or bearish on this? Would you, if you let's just say you have a Bitcoin sitting in a Horror wallet, would you put that Bitcoin into this block lock technology and earn 100,000? Let's just say you're not planning to sell that Bitcoin. That Bitcoin's your children's. Would you take that risk to earn 100,000 coins or 100,000 points?
So I think people really need to understand like how this is not your typical staking to where you're not giving up custody here. Fluid really portrayed how to do this from a retail level. The people that are getting involved here are going to be a lot of Chinese whales in general, because what they're earning is the Babylon token, which in my opinion is going to be huge, but probably not something I want to hold on to forever, right? But with that being said, it's perfect for the bull run for people to sell down, right? Exactly. But the biggest thing here is that when you stake on Bitcoin layer 1 with this block lock technology, the beauty of it is the staking. Actually, the address that you're using to stake is your own Bitcoin wallet address. It's one of thousands of addresses that each Bitcoin wallet are assigned to, right? And so you are actually in custody of it, but you lock it away from yourself until a certain date, and then you're able to get it back. And I love that more than any other staking mechanism and any smart contract. You can't beat anything with that. That you cannot beat it because it's Bitcoin. It's your own address. You're just sending the command and saying, I want this locked until this date, and then you're signing it, and then you're done. You know, and to me, like, it's the beauty of the simplicity of being able to stake on Bitcoin layer 1, and Fluid has really brought in that to a lot of people's attention. Obviously, credit to Babylon because they're doing it too. But I just love that you can do that on Bitcoin. It's beautiful.
And you can do it yourself, right? You don't need something like Babylon to do that for you. Obviously, with doing the Babylon, you're earning points. But let's just say next bear market, when it's
savings
when you think it's going to be a low, you seriously could grab a Bitcoin in the market, lock it in, and say, I want to unlock this in June of 2029, which is the next summer after the halving, right? So, I mean, the next big boom that I think Bitcoin gets to $6 million in. So I don't know, dude. I actually might do this eventually. But that's the thing too, is like, you're not only locking it from yourself, you're locking it from hackers. You're locking it from let's just say potentially a lawyer who's trying to sue you. I can't get it, right? So it's like there's nothing I can do. Maybe see, like, come back at me in 2029. You know, so it's just like, I don't know.
The only thing you would, if you were to do it for yourself, obviously you'd need to know Bitcoin script and be able to kind of set your wallet up to like a site to be able to engage with it and do that. But you're absolutely right. Like
blockchain explorer. I mean, you not blockchain. You just got to use Bitcoin Core. That's it.
Yeah. So you use the TypeScript in there to command your wallet, right? So but I mean, that's so awesome, right? Obviously, you need to know a little bit, right? But I think the craziest thing, and this sucks, but I've seen on my timeline the past 2 days, like 2 or 3 people that have lost assets in the Bitcoin space. And
I've seen it too.
I want to word this correctly because, first of all, sorry that happened to you guys. That sucks. But I just like the wallet hygiene is so important, and it's not even it's just, in my opinion, from my perspective, I feel like on Bitcoin, you have to really get worked pretty hard to be able to, because it's social engineering in its purest form of how you got to do it on Bitcoin. Literally, they're getting you to click on something, right? And I know that that's pretty much how it works on Ethereum too, but like with smart contracts, you can be a lot sneakier. But I just, I just hope that, like, our audience that's listening right now, just be extra careful. Sometimes randomly, something like maybe me and Shizzy are in like our road to $100,000 portfolio. There's an asset in there that we just are like, we got to put this, somewhere else. And that's the kind of steps that you got to have to really just, keep yourself safe. So
we did it last week, right? There was an asset that got too big, and we're like, we got to move this. So, I mean, it's all about wallet hygiene, guys. It's all about being safe. Especially 100%. Maybe open a wallet. The best thing that I can tell you to do, open a wallet, write down the words, write it down 3 different times. Send that asset to that wallet and delete that wallet from your computer. So the only way you can access it, write down the wallet address so you can kind of, if you want it, like, first, you can keep yourself sane, you can drop it in the Block Explorer and see that your assets are still there. But if you delete that wallet from your computer, and then when you're ready to sell, that's the only time you put that words back in, that could really probably help you guys a lot. So, but anyway. Next form of news here: Fluid tokens on Bitcoin. Only 5 days left to stake your dog. So I just want to bring this to anyone's attention because I think it was Crypto Fox hit me up this morning and he was asking me about this. So I definitely want to show you guys how to get the information without needing to ask any questions. So it's all here. Let's go to fluidtokens.com, hit Bitcoin. It's pretty self-centered to come down to here. So right now you have 5 days, 6 hours left to stake. Let's just say you have dog and you want to earn, should I get going bigger? Let me go bigger. Say you want to earn 3 million dog and 50,000 memento amore. So how you do it, the best way to do this is take the amount of people that have currently staked, 34,000, right? I guess this is harder to do it this way because
that's the total amount of dog. Yeah, that's the total amount of dog that has staked. So
that's good then, because you can just take that number and you can divide
it by 500,000, right? Because that's how many max you can have per wallet.
Well, you would divide it by this number, right? So each token that you put in would get a portion of this, right?
No. So what you would do is you would divide, what is that? 34,400,000 or 740,000
Yeah.
divided by 500,000, right? And then that
Yeah.
gives you 69.48 individual wallets that have staked. Let's just say that, okay?
Yeah.
So then that's how many people are getting the reward. So you would divide the 3 million and 3 million by 69.48. So 3 million divided by 69.48. So each person's getting 43,177 dog tokens. And then you would do 50,000 divided by, what was it?
69.48.
48. Oh, shit. Oh, 69.18. There we go.
Yeah.
So 722 Memento Mori tokens. So that's how you do it.
Gotcha. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys do the math yourselves. You guys can figure it out. You're pretty smart, and you can even probably take this whole thing, put it in ChatGPT, and it could break it down for you as well. So, but make sure it's worth it to you. But if you're interested, this is just how Babylon does it, right? It's non-custodian staking. This is just something Fluid is doing for its users. There is a fee to stake, so just know that. But when you withdraw, you're getting everything in one transaction right back to your wallet. So just make sure you're outpacing the fee, of course, which isn't, I don't think it's too much. I haven't done it yet, but just make sure you're outpacing the fee and you guys can make some money. And on top of that, if you're bullish on dog and you're holding it in your wallet and it's, you're still holding it in your wallet, but you're just making money on it. Me and you did this for the Billy Cats and we made out like bandits because we staked our Billy Cats and we each got like, I think it was like 100 hours worth of Billy
$1
cat
token.
rune, right? For each cat that we put in there. So we made out like 100% well,
not 100 for each cat. No, it wasn't 100 for each cat. No, it was like
no. It was
$30
each cat.
Yeah, $30 per cat, which was like more than the mint cost of the cats by a lot. I think by 3 times, right? So it was worth it for us. So the thing is that like pay attention to the expiration date of when you can stake and the participants, because like for us, we were like, oh man, I'm in this, and people try to stake late and they were able to get it in, but it was like they paid attention too late, like the overall community that, like, you and I did very well on this. I staked, I want to say like, I think I staked 11.
Yeah.
I made like $300. It's not bad.
Can't beat that. Yep. USX Quantum. So does it matter how much you put in there? So you want to outpace the fee, right? So it's the same fee if you put, 500,000 or if you put 1. So you want to make sure you're outpacing the fee. So when you're earning.
Yeah. So per transaction, I think it's 10 max, isn't it? So 10 max, 10 items. Obviously, with runes, it's probably different. Yeah. But I know from Ordinals perspective, it was 10 Ordinals per 1 transaction.
I think you can go up to 500,000 dog.
Maybe they changed it.
This is different because it's a rune. I think before it was an Ordinal. So I think that's where we're getting a little confused on it. But yep.
Yeah, but to answer his question though, the more you put, the more share you get.
Exactly. Yep. Tap Protocol schedule today is the second airdrop for those who successfully participated in the coinless Tap launch. So you might wonder, why is Tap down to $3? Which sucks because it was at $14. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and now it's down to $3. So the Tap ecosystem is really getting hit hard right now. The only thing that's doing well right now is Gib because it got pushed on the swap. So I think that these people who did the coinless, I think their price they got in at was $3.13. So, and I think that is why it's dumping to around $3.13, is because that is where they got in. A lot of these guys, this is what they do. They get a lot of them are KOLs. They get in this stuff because they are KOLs and they have, people. And me and Yagobi did not get in this, but there was people who did, and they're dumping it to make a quick buck. And they had to wait, since June. A lot of them put in June is when they locked this in. But what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I sold my airdrop allocation at like $6.70 like 2 weeks ago. I didn't realize that the coinless distribution wasn't already done, but I'm glad I sold when I did.
Well, so they didn't get them all the tokens at once. They got a little bit, and then they'll continue to get a little bit as they go. So
Yeah. And the thing is that these people are probably trying to get into things that are hot right now, right? Like Solana stuff. And so they're probably just selling down their tap to get into something else, you know? So I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be like, you know, Merlin experienced this at some point, right? To where there was like days to where people were getting their Merlin tokens from the seal. So that was the public that was putting them in there and then selling down. But they're pretty much done now with all that sell pressure. And so Tap will just have to go through that kind of process, right? It can be painful, but you know, if there's a big hype and demand for the ecosystem, maybe they're able to get through it a little bit, you know, without so much pain on it. So we'll see.
100%. Trio, powered by Ordinals bot. Get ready. We're launching the ultimate Ordinals marketplace to kick off where we're giving away a Bitcoin puppet. So this is a tweet from these guys. I'll actually show it right here.
Damn.
So
giving away a puppet, huh?
Yeah. Complete tasks to enter the giveaway. So you can go to trio.xyz and you can compete to get this puppet. I might actually do this. Win a Bitcoin puppet valued at $15,000 USD. Sign up, complete tasks, retweet, tag a friend. So if you guys are interested in doing this, they got a lot of engagement, 10,000 likes, 18,000 retweets. So I don't know. What do you think about Ordinals bot having their own marketplace?
You know, the wild part is that like Trio is a BRC20.
Yeah. Well, it's not runes, it's Ordinals.
I know, but like, you know, Ordinals bot, you know, they do everything, right? They touch on everything in our ecosystem, even BRC 420 and all that stuff. Because whenever the whole thing that we went through with them, but like, you know, you would think that they would have a rune that represents their project. I mean, when I was inscribing Singapore, Bruff Star, which is one of their main, you know, project managers and whatever you want to call him, co-founder or whatever, he was on the main stage, the first stage with Casey and Robin and I don't know if Charlie was on there, but those guys, Jan was. So in my mind, I'm like, he's close to everybody. So I would think that Ordinals bot would have a room, but they don't. They have a BRC 20. And so I look at it and I'm like, I wonder how this is going to play out. I think this is big. That, you know, they are good at what they do in terms of like products and services. So I expect them to really try to compete, you know, aggressively in the space. But I'm curious what you think about their token being a BRC 20. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I just think that when they launched it, runes weren't really out yet, and if they were out, it was super early. And they were just trying to get their launch out. We know one of the investors. We had him on the show, and he was absolutely amazing. You remember that video? James, yeah, I couldn't remember his name, but yeah, phenomenal. And you know, I just think they were trying to get it out. But I mean, they can become a rune tomorrow, right? All you got to do is, you know, if you choose to, you can bridge it over. And we have stuff like, you know, that are out right now that could do that for them, right? So I just think that that's not going to be a factor. But I mean, they could do something too, where, you know, they burn the tokens and give you runes for it as well. So you can see something like that in the future from them, and it actually could bring hype. So at the same time for their marketplace, so it might be something they want to do when their marketplace drops. But to get into the marketplace, they're competing with Magic Eden. They're competing with OKX. They're now competing with a lot of really big players. I don't know if this is going to be a one of those markets that kind of sip through every, like kind of like Ordinal Hive. But if it's not, and if it is their own marketplace, Ordinal Hive is going to benefit from that, because Ordinal Hive is going to be an aggregate. They're going to be able to take their listings. Yeah, they're going to be aggregator and actually take their listings and help with, and you know, but that helps, benefits them too, because they get the fee. So I don't know. I'm very bullish on Bruff Star, man. I would never doubt that guy. He's amazing. We still have not got that guys on the show, which is really weird for us. We got to reach out and get Bruff Star on. But maybe when this marketplace launches, that could be a really good episode.
Yeah, I've met him twice in person now. Once with you in NYC. Definitely didn't expect the Scottish accent. I think he has a Scottish accent at least.
Well, he was hanging with us, in NYC with the French party.
Yeah.
And then we met him in Nashville at the Liquidum.
Oh shoot, I met him 3 times. I'm saying it's so crazy that sometimes you think about this space and you're like, I've met that guy 3 times. You know, we've met Nakib twice, you and I met him 3 times, you know. And so it's really cool. I do suggest, if you guys are in the ecosystem or the community, that you guys, you know, go to one of the conferences. You get to meet people. Everybody, we're all regular people, right? Like, and so everybody's really cool, chill, relaxed, and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited for them. I am a little bit worried about like what you said, because competing with Magic Eden is going to be tough, right? And then like secondary marketplaces, if you think about like who would be next up, you have Ordzar, a guy Nakeeb that we talk about. They have a specific market, there
They're more
are
of a
some
launch
Westerners.
pad. Yeah.
Yeah, Launchpad. But I'm just saying, because I mean, all of them have launch pads. If you don't have a launch
true.
pad, then but
100%.
but they do focus a little bit more on like Asia, Southeast Asia, and there are Westerners that obviously play over there. But I'm just curious what their strategy is. Do you think the space is big enough to have another like Ordinals marketplace?
I think having 5
It will
is
be
small. Like, I think we need 10. I mean, think about how
right
many
now
marketplaces. Yeah,
with the demand, though. I think the demand will increase, but for where we are right now, I think that it might just be right. But I agree. Like they need a little something like a twist, an angle. Like Ordinal Hive is really smart with doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like aggregator, trading tools. Like you go to Ordinal Hive right now and see what's been trading. On secondary marketplaces that's hot, and get in before a run goes. Because as we know in our space, that the Ordinals go on runs. They go on runs. Like like Alu has gone on a run 3 times in the past like month, up to like 0.015, 0.016, and then it always goes back down to like 0.009 or 008. But if you get in at like 0.009 or 0.01 and then you sell at 0.016, you've caught that run. And I think that that's what people are going to use Ordinal Hive for. So
I agree. But Magic Eden is about to piss a lot of people off. They're not doing their airdrop to U.S. citizens or UK citizens, so it's going to really push a lot of people to not get that airdrop. And if I don't get it, if my VPN doesn't work and I'm not eligible to get that airdrop because I wasn't able to get the test ME even with my VPN on because I connected to MagicEden.us, I will purposely. I'm spiteful. I'm someone, I don't care if my business isn't going to really affect them in any way. I will not use their platform, and I will purposely, as long as I can get the prices fairly the same, I would definitely use something like Ordinal Spot, right? So Magic Eden, if they do this and they piss a lot of people off from not letting them get their airdrop. I mean, I have 170,000 tokens in that one wallet, right? And I got more in other wallets, but like,
well, it's not 1-to-1.
Piss, bro. It's not 1-to-1, but still probably like a few $1,000s worth of tokens, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and there's tokens that go for $10 on secondary right now, so which is insane. I'm gonna be pissed, and I will purposely not use Magic Eden, and I will use something like Ordinal Spot or Trio.
I've talked to a couple people to where they said they were actually able to do the testnet thing, but they had
never
some
connected
configuration.
to MagicEden.us.
I don't know if that's it, but I imagine that they're I don't know. I just can't imagine them not like satisfying the U.S. markets because they're just gonna get so much pushback. But we'll see.
Like I said, something like Trio would look very, very nice at that point. We'll see. But not scaring nobody. But here we go.
You're like,
last and
get
final.
away from here, you mosquito.
We don't want your $1,000. Go to Trio. But Unitap introducing Runes liquidity in the tap protocol is happening soon. Get ready for this game changer. Hub will be the first. So this is another one of these projects that are really pushing the limits here. I would love to know more about this. Maybe we should reach out to those guys.
Love it. I love it.
And figure out how it's possible.
So I'm going to go off of something that is just complete speculation. So whoever's listening to this is complete me just trying to put 2 and 2 together, which I'm probably completely wrong on this. But I know that there was a little bit of tension between Unitap team and Benny and like the tap team, right? And I think it has to do with this. Because I think what Unitap's doing, I could be wrong, like I said, but I think what they're doing is they're utilizing the ICP like verifier network, right, to do what kind of Arch is planning to do with runes, right? So, because all you need really is the tech stack, right? So you just need the, be able to verify the off-chain computation, the ICP verification network will do. And then once they have all, they've voted yes or whatever, they're agreed to move on with that verified network, prover network, validator network, whatever the heck you want to call it, and then finalize on Bitcoin, then they're basically doing what Arch is doing, because Arch is going to use runes, so what would upset the tap builder ecosystem or Benny, let's say, is them not doing this with tap tokens and them doing it with runes. So I mean, does that make sense or no?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think it's stupid not to take advantage of what tap is brought. I mean, tap wins regardless, right? If you're able to take runes to Taproot swap and swap them in a trustless manner using ICP as the backend, I mean, this is exactly what Arch and Boss is doing.
But guess what though? Like now you can skip one transaction. So that's where I think the problem is like, okay, you guys are gonna like be better than the main token standard that got things going over here. You get what I'm saying? So that's the advantage, is that you do get to skip that, that swap or that transaction before, sending the transaction to the smart contract and finalizing everything, right? So I'm interested to see this. I agree with you. I think this is good for the space because they are pushing the envelope, regardless if there's tension there. But also they're in a sense they are front running Saturn and having a liquidity pool and DEX style environment. Who can do it better? That's the question, because we'll see.
Yeah, and I participated in the pre-sale of their passes, so I'm definitely going to benefit of owning this hub. Will be the first to benefit. I'm not sure what hub is. We got to reach out to them and kind of get more information, because we got to educate our people here to make sure that you guys are all caught up and potentially can benefit from this as well. So,
yep.
All right, it looks like that's a show. There is a bunch of comments though. You see anything?
Run through them.
Front run me, yeah.
Okay, so right here from Azish Tech says, can you share about Emblem Vault? Is there a token? How can we get invested? So we did share that information with our members only live stream that we had with Jake from Emblem Vault. And it was a breakdown. Basically, it was an AMA of exactly what you're talking about. So if this is something you're interested in, maybe reach out to Jake directly. If you're not a member, because he definitely would be able to help you out. So Jake Gallen is the CEO of Emblem Vault, and I'm not sure if you could get access or whatever, but Shizzy's showing our members only live stream right there.
This is it right here. If you are, it's like $10 each, and I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying if you wanted to do it,
$10,
but for the membership.
Oh, okay. I was about to say the.
But you will get. You will get well, it's not an airdrop anymore. It's a claim.
So let's hold off on that. We'll talk about that later.
You'll get something cool for being, so it'll pay for itself. But if you're interested in that, it'll be here. It's right here. So it's an hour, 32-minute video. He breaks down, he goes through his everything. You learn everything you guys need to learn about this video right here. And it gives you access to Jake. We do drop his information at the bottom so you guys can get in this amazing deal that he offered our members only. So this isn't something that we did to our non-subscribers, right? This is something that Jake purposely offered our community, which is our members and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, go watch that video, and it breaks down everything. Just get ready for an hour and a half of learning for sure. So
yeah, definitely learning, and really cool new product preview at the end of that from Emblem Vault. So really cool. Let's see there. So we had our daily Atomicals comment dropped right in here from Andrea. It says Atomicals is fair, honest, no rug pull, no airdrop dumper, but some great is no interested right now. So I guess the community is not interested right now, but it is okay. Good technology is for the patient people. Kiss. So looks like there might have been some AI usage in the translation with that, but look, Atomicals is something that we were in pretty deep. I still hold all my atomical assets. Actually, honestly, I didn't get out of them. So I'm just hoping that the atomicals protocol does revive. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
All right, what else is there? And then Tiago says, "When Lambo, please."
Tuesday. It'll be this Tuesday. Everyone will make enough to get a Lambo. Oh yeah, I fucked that. It's not this Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Sorry. Well, I don't know. Solana Sweeper says Rune Mine Mint is live today. The bridge pups Gizmo now. I didn't know they were gonna
nice.
Gizmo. That's
Yep,
awesome.
yep.
And
someone said, "What's the easy?" Go ahead. Yep. Yeah. Cat Daddy says, "What's the easiest way for a beginner to make $100 daily in crypto arbitrage?" I don't know, but maybe doing some arbitrage with Solana and Bitcoin, like pups and stuff, that might be cool. I'm not sure. I know that Fractal does good arbitrage with Pizza Swap in the marketplace, right?
Yeah. What I was doing, it's not profitable anymore, but just an example, I guess, would be when you're in the swap, sometimes things are either more cheaper or more expensive than they are when you're trading in NFT form. So what I was doing is once someone listed something under the price of the swap, I had tokens on both sides. So I had Glizzy in the swap and I had Glizzy outside of the swap. So once somebody listed something super cheap, I would buy it, and that exact same amount of tokens I would sell into the swap. Right. So I'm buying it over here. So I'm keeping the same amount of tokens, but I'm getting more FB. And that's something I kept doing. As soon as someone listed something super cheap, I would buy it and then sell that exact same amount in the swap. So you could do that in many different ways, right? Especially with runes. Let's just say there's runes on Solana and there's runes obviously on Bitcoin. You could let's just say it gets cheaper on Solana. You could buy those runes on Solana, sell them on Bitcoin. And as long as you keep the same amount of tokens, you're getting more of that change token, whether that's Solana or whether that's Bitcoin or whatever the pair is in the swap. So there's different ways you could do that. Again, are you going to make $100 a day? It depends what size you're using, right? If you're using like $300, no. If you're using $3,000, maybe.
Yeah, Merlin also has the arbitrage opportunities too with Dog of the Moon,
do it with
and stuff
Dog,
like that. So
100%.
there's definitely arbitrage opportunities there. Bitmap token might be the biggest one coming up.
It really could be 100% because it doesn't, once that bridge reopens for Bitmap, you could potentially keep buying Bitmaps on this side and keep selling them on this side as long as you have the play on both sides. I mean, you could probably make a lot of money with that. But you don't even need a bridge just because you're keeping the same amount of bitmaps.
At some point you would need to, because like you're holding like so many bitmaps or whatever.
Well, I don't know unless the arbitrage finally goes the other way. You know what I mean? You can keep playing the arbitrage.
Yeah.
So
true. Okay, so one last thing. I know we've ran over, but it's been a pretty fun show, even though it was a little slow today. But we had some big.
We're competing, bro.
Yeah, we had a big show to compete with the Ordinal show. So shout out to Leonidas and Trevor and them. They had Charles Hoskinson on today from Cardano. So I wanted to ask you about that. He was obviously on as a guest, and there's been a lot of talk about Cardano being a scaling solution for Bitcoin. We had Bitcoin OS that's working really closely with Cardano, and one of our partners is Fluid, that's originally a Cardano builder, and they still have their platform there, and they're doing good volume there, but their focus is over here right now on both, really. Do you think that Cardano has found its, I guess, calling in this space?
Yes, to answer your question 100%. I think Cardano is now legit. And I say that because like never really thought of it. So when I was a Bitcoin maxi in the very beginning, I thought Cardano and XRP were the stupidest projects in the world. I was like, why you can't even do DeFi on these things? Like, what is the point? XRP, I still feel that way. I think XRP is trash. But Cardano now, it has gained so much legitimacy right now to me, in the fact that it is now competing with Stacks, Merlin, and Fractal and others to kind of be the leading Bitcoin L2, and Bitcoin's going to be the number one asset in the world. So being an L2 where you can trade in DeFi environments could actually be the biggest thing that ever happened to Cardano. And it was there all along, but it took Ordinals and this ecosystem of builders to kind of show them that, hey, you are more than you think you are. And Charles used to hate Bitcoin, and now I think he sees it as an opportunity that it has just kind of opened up for him. I think this is huge for Charles, and this is huge for that ecosystem. And it really seems like he's really opening up that his brain to more ideas, because listening to him on the show this morning, he sounded pleasant. He sounded happy, and I heard a couple interviews with him, prior, about a year and a half ago, and he just seems like he's always batting off FUD, right? And this is the first time I actually heard him kind of happy and excited about the future.
Wow.
If that,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
What happened?
I agree. I just saw something like I
What
was
happened?
thinking. I'm not gonna bring it up, but like it's something. Just there's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now in our space, and I think it's getting cleaned up. I'll just say that.
With what?
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
not gonna go deep
break it
into
down. Break it down.
fun stuff, right? So
Oh, okay,
like it was a really serious thing that happened. So,
gotcha.
but sorry, I kind of sidetracked. I literally got, but back to the Cardano thing. One of the comments that he made was, developers, what they realize that they can do is learn how the UTXO tech stack truly works from a fundamental standpoint, and then work backwards to Taproot. And we saw that like firsthand with Fluid. Whenever Raul came over to Bitcoin and Fluid was building on Bitcoin, they were the first. They knew what to do with. They weren't talking about OpCat and all these other things that other people over here are talking about. They were talking about the opcodes that already exist and how to manipulate them and use them, right? And that's how he was able to create the staking product. And I think we're going to see more and more talented devs really help innovate over here on Bitcoin Layer 1. But yeah, that's my opinion on it, and I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for both, but it's really good for Cardano. Let's be honest. He's like giddy. He's like a little kid at a toy store right now.
Yeah, and like when he went on the show this morning, I listened to the first like half hour, 45 minutes of it, and he went on and he's basically was like, and they asked him about his background, and being someone who's from 2010 and talking to him is like talking to Vitalik, right? If Vitalik came on, would you ask Vitalik his background? Probably not, right? It probably wouldn't. You might ask him his experience in Bitcoin and stuff like that, but they asked Charles his background, and he really broke it down. He went all the way back and really kind of pushed forward. It was a good 35 minutes of the show, but he was patient. He was understanding. I'm really looking forward to him joining the Trump administration as an advisor for crypto, because a lot of stuff he did say was very DeFi friendly. Decentralization, is the number one aspect of his life, and I love that. I love Charles. I would never said 6 months ago. I would have not said that. I would not say that at all.
I love
Gavin
Lamp.
Wood and Charles hate each other, and I was a huge proponent of Gavin Wood. So,
yeah,
what did you say?
I said I love Lamp. No, I was just you're like I love Charles. No, but yeah. Great show today, guys. 264 people checking us out on a Monday. The Bitcoin did seem like it wanted to chill out a little bit today, but no worries. We still have the most aggressive month ahead of us in December, and I truly think that's going to be the month for runes and everything else.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you guys for watching us and allowing us to do what we love to do, which is bring you the news and argue with each other. And so hopefully we don't know you guys
today. Let's get into
an
argument
not
now.
today.
I hate your blue hat, bro. No, dude.
Hey man, I've had this hat ever. Do we know each other? Are you able to be honest with me? Because I've had this hat forever. No, I'm just kidding. No, but if you do have some extra time, guys, if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, we talked about Emblem Vault a little bit earlier. We truly think that they're going to be a huge, component of the interoperability layer for Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. You're going to be able to jump from Bitcoin to Merlin, Bitcoin to ETH, Bitcoin to Solana very, very soon. They're building on all those chains, as well as, obviously Bitcoin's the main focus. They also have an AI agent, which is coming. I don't know how much I can say about that, but you can learn more at emblem.vision about Emblem Vault. And then BetBTC is the official predictions marketplace of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology. You can utilize your Xverse wallet. As long as you have some Bitcoin in your Xverse, you can deposit it directly to the BetBTC.win platform. And so right now you can earn points by just creating an account. Right. And then you want to earn more and more points, because it's kind of like the farming of points. And we mentioned earlier that they have a future rune. So just put 2 and 2 together there. They also have a lot of Bitcoin focused markets. So check them out at betbtc.win. And then BitPerp is the perp and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. They are launching on Botonics very, very soon. They have their testnet on CoreDAO, B Squared, and BitLayer, and soon to be Botonics. And they're going to do another paper trading competition. And the prize should be USDT. We'll get further confirmation on that. But also, they have the ambassador program. So go visit them on their X account to sign up for that. And you can learn more about them at bitperp.io. Ordinal Hive is the aggregator ordinal marketplace for Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2. They are building on Merlin chain. So you're going to be able to find the cheapest ordinals on Ordinal Hive. Right now, you can visit them at beta.ordinalhive.io. If you want to start participating, then reach out to their Discord, give them your address so you can get whitelisted to participate in that. And you can start earning points by listing, buying, and selling. And that is also going to be a farming type situation. So make sure you check them out at beta.ordinalhive.io. And then Fluid Tokens, we just talked about these guys. Huge innovators on Bitcoin Layer 1. First to bring staking vaults to retail users. They're just constantly building new things, guys. If you are a founder of an Ordinals collection or a rune, and you want your holders to benefit by staking to earn something, another rune, or maybe Ordinals, or even Bitcoin, reach out to Raul, which is the CTO at Fluid. And then also they're building the bridge from Cardano to Bitcoin. So they're one of the major players, guys, for the infrastructure of Cardano and Bitcoin. So really, really big on these guys. And they're just good, genuine builders. They work hard. And so we're really happy for their success. And then Foxy, guys, they are building the Bitverse, the metaverse of Tap and Bitcoin Layer 1. They have right now, if you want to test out their first-person shooter game, I would reach out to the Discord. I think you got probably maybe 16 hours left, but you can test it out. We have tested it out. It's awesome. It's really fun. They have their bit miners. If you own a bit miner, then you can actually mine real assets. So the first asset campaign was Tap and I think it was USDT Solana. The next one up is the second most rare bit miner in Ultra Mythic. You'll be able to earn as well. So check out those guys. And then finally, Merlin Chain, guys, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you're a builder on Bitcoin Layer 1 and you want your protocol to be a little bit more flexible, something that people are used to on the EVM side, you can build on Merlin Chain. You can apply for a builder's grant. Ordinal Hive and Emblem Vault received one of those, so it's not impossible. You definitely need to be a serious builder, and they have amazing builder support. And then also, if you are a user and you want to swap for Doggo to the Moon, you can do that on merlinswap.org. You can do that today. So we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Absolutely amazing. And if you guys wouldn't mind checking out our website, ordinalrevolution.com, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and get caught up to exactly where we are today. If you guys need a VPN to maybe get the Magic Eden airdrop, we have a NordVPN 70% off coupon right here. Again, it is not your country that is blocking you from these websites. It is these websites. Don't let them tell you what you can and can't do, especially if you're an American citizen. F that. Use a VPN and use NordVPN 70% off coupon here. Or you guys can just pay for full price yourself. I don't care, but make sure you guys have a VPN. Don't be going on these websites without it. They can get your IP address, which could lead to your address. We don't want to give these creepy websites our addresses. So, and if you guys are going to Bitcoin Vegas 2025 in May, we will both be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's Vegas, guys. But do not wait till next year to get your tickets. Get them this year. As we get closer, it goes up. We've seen that with Nashville. The tickets were $30,000 for a whale pass. But, if you got a months before, they were $3,000. So these tickets will 10x. Do not let them 10x on you. Get them as soon as possible. And if you pay with Bitcoin, it's actually cheaper. So just to let you guys know. And if you guys need merch, if you're going there, you should have the best merch, and we have it here in our store. It'll take you to our third-party service that we use. We do not see your name. We do not see your address. This is all done through them. We just supply these amazing logos. But if you go down to view all, you can actually see the different stuff we have with the hats, the hoodies, the t-shirts. So click on hoodies, and you got some of my favorites here. I actually need a new one, because I've been rocking an older one. I'm probably going to get this one, Chancellor on the Brink of Second Bailout. I don't know why. I just really dig this. So definitely check this out. This is what is in the Genesis block of Bitcoin, this exact saying right here. And Satoshi took that from a newspaper that was on the same day of the launch. So definitely check out that. And You know, we got the Psycho Hamster, we got Puka, we got Memento Memore, we got Billy Cats, we got I Have a 401B, Node Monkeys, and so much more, guys. Check out our merch here. It's getting cold. You guys need hoodies. Rock the Ordinal Revolution merch. We really appreciate you guys. And guys, we're live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. We will be here every single day except for Thursday and Friday. Are we coming Friday? We're still in talks. We're still in talks.
Yeah.
We might take a day off today, but definitely check us out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. And until then,
Peace.
We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.